What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? My people, my people, my people, my people, my people. What is happening with y'all? It is your man's AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter /X at AK Infinity _VVS. This is the Rockets Propaganda Channel and the Rockets Round Robin Channel. Woo, 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 woo. Rockets versus Pelicans tonight, man. We're trying to avoid a 3-game losing skid, man. We ain't looking too good. We're not looking too good, man. Team looking out of whack. Um, there's reasons for that. But stubbornness is the reason why we will not go where we need to go this season. What's going on, Meg? Yeah, let's win this game. It's not going to be as easy as we think. But I'll get into that in a second, though. We're coming off this loss to the Indiana Pacers. A game I thought we would struggle in, but probably like pull out in the end with some good defensive stops down the stretch. That turned out to not be the case. Turned out to be quite the opposite. Teams like the Pacers that move the ball well in the half court, they can beat just about, I ain't gonna say any defense, but if you have an undisciplined defense, it'll beat you. Especially if you have a lot of guys who, like if you have a defense that insulates certain players, a team like the Pacers, they're going to find out how to beat you. And then when they find out, there's nothing you can do about it after that. And that's what happened. That is exactly what happened. Rockets was even forced to go to that double big lineup and play zone while in the double big because they knew if they did anything outside of a zone, it wasn't going to look good. But the zone did look good, and we did, strike a little comeback. But however, how long are you going to play Steven Adams on the floor? You know what I'm saying? And then you really sacrificing a lot of shooting in that game. I think Jabari was in that lineup too. But, man, I don't think we had a personnel to play a zone effectively and get away with it on both ends. So, I don't know how much we continue to do that moving forward, but we'll see. To me, it looked like that's something that the Rockets going to pull out in desperation, and desperation is not something you want to. That's not a scent you want to put out there. You know what I'm saying? Because teams can smell desperation, and a lot of times they can figure out why you're desperate, and they'll close their hole on you. So, hopefully when we do go zone, it's not just because we want to go double big. Next time we go double zone, like if we go zone, like let it be for like just to switch up the coverages for a couple of possessions or two. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be because you got double bigs in. And if you heard Ime Udoka's pregame press conference before this game tonight, and he was saying it's matchup based and all that jazz. Yeah, that's cute, bro. Now you just told the whole world. Whenever you put in Adams and Şengün at the same time, they already know what to expect, and they're going to know how to beat it already. That ain't something you're supposed to say out loud. Even if you really thinking it, you don't even say that out loud, bro. Like, come on, E-Man, you better than that. You know better than that. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into this game, though, man. Rockets versus Pelicans tonight. I don't think it's going to be as easy a game as people would expect. Why? Because the Pelicans don't necessarily lack for talent. They just lack for health. You know what I mean? They lack for health, man. I don't know what it is about playing basketball in New Orleans, but time after time after time, star after star after star player, go over there, you just be hurt. You just be hurt a lot. From, Chris Paul, Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon wasn't necessarily a star, but he was their best player for a little bit when he was over there. DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, now Zion Williamson. Like, at some point, you got to look at the organization like, okay, what are we doing, man? Is it something that we doing wrong? Is there some bad juju over there? But that's a y'all problem. That ain't a us problem. Hopefully, the Rockets can take advantage of the Zion Williamson minutes restriction tonight. So let's get into the injury report for the Rockets. Fred VanVleet out. He's reportedly supposed to come back on Saturday. We'll see about that. For the Pelicans, As we know, Herb Jones and DeJounte Murray, they out for the season. But Brandon Boston is out for them. That's a little guard that I like. Actually, I like his game a little bit. I thought if he would have played, I thought he'd be like he'll probably be like an X factor for them. But all right, that's the injury reports, man. So let's go ahead and get into our favorite segment. We always start with our favorite, right? Say the best for first. So who's scrapping? I think this is a pretty easy one, man. I think at some point it is inevitable. This is, barring, health. I think he's playing. Jose Alvarado and Dylan Brooks, they're going to get into a little something. They're going to get into a little scuffle. They're going to cuss at each other. They're going to talk trash. Jose going to come out of nowhere and pick the ball from Dylan Brooks when he's trying to play point guard and hijack a possession. He's going to pick his pocket, and he's going to go for a fast break. And Dylan probably going to foul him on the fast break and foul him too hard. And Jose going to get up like, hey, man, Puerto Rico. Nah, and Dylan going to be like, no, Canada. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get into it. Next thing you know, double text, no free throws, and the game goes on, and the game will probably change from that point on. It's probably going to get a lot more chippy, a lot more physical, and that's the type of style of play I like to see. So Dylan Brooks and Jose Alvarado, man. I like to call him Chevy Alvarado. I don't know why. I just like to call him Chevy Alvarado. But Jose Alvarado, a guy who I think will actually fit on the Rockets team quite well. Is he an upgrade over Aaron Holiday? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, we'll be talking about that later. X Factors. Man, you could really pick from a lot of people in New Orleans who gonna be their X Factors, man. You could pick from a lot of people, man. You could pick Jose Alvarado. You could pick Bruce Brown. Forgot he over there. You might could pick Kelly Olynyk for this matchup. You might could pick Yves Missi for this matchup. I like Missi, man. That's a guy I thought we could have traded back for and drafted too, by the way. You could pick maybe Trey Murphy. If I had to pick a couple, because it's probably gonna be a couple of them. Trey Murphy, he's played well against the Rockets this season, and even last season too. That's a guy I would keep my eye on. I think he probably gonna be, annoying this game. Another guy I like too over there is Jordan Hawkins, and I'm picking Trey Murphy and Jordan Hawkins for a reason. These are two guys who can shoot the ball. They can shoot the lights out. Typically, when you have multiple guys like that on the court at the same time against the Rockets, one of them will typically get loose and hit some shots. I don't see that being no different, especially with the way we've been playing defense as of late. So I don't see that being no different tonight. It'll either be one or both of them, of Trey Murphy and Jordan Hawkins, having a good nights against the Rockets right now. Trey Murphy, I think, is probably leading the NBA and leading the race for most improved player. For my money, it'll probably be Amen Thompson, just because I'm a Rockets fan and I got to push that Rockets propaganda. But Trey Murphy seemed like he's probably leading that race just when you hear people talking, the media and all that. So don't be surprised if it's him that pull away with that award. Now, for the Rockets, X Factor for the Rockets, I don't even know, because the rotations change from game to game, and I don't really like that too much because it just creates a lot of issues with rotation, and guys don't know when they going to get their time. They don't know when they're going to come in. They may or may not be in rhythm when they end up coming in because they don't know if they're even going to play this game. Can't with Maurice Shepard. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hell, this can mess around and be a Jason Tate game. Who knows? But if I really had to pick one, this will probably be the one where I say Jabari going to be the X factor of this game. The last game that the Pelicans played was against the Lakers, and they actually went three bigs to start. They went Olynyk, Missi, and Zion. They all started together with CJ and Trey Murphy in the backcourt. So they played pretty big across the board outside of CJ McCollum. So in a game like that, with the matchups being what they are, a guy like Jabari gonna have to be the one to come in and, you know, clean house when he come in. He gonna have to, you know, work his ass off on defense because he probably gonna get matched up with Zion a ton when he come in. He gonna have to. I like that he hunted his shots last game. He wasn't the most efficient last game, but I like that he was hunting his shots and, you know, trying to get himself going. Look for him to do more of the same tonight, and look for him to actually make some of them shots or more of those shots tonight, more so than he did against the Pacers. We're using Jabari right now as our six man off the bench. Okay, all right. So we'll see. We'll see, because I think Tari Eason's supposed to play tonight, and Ime seems to have been playing Tari over Jabari whenever they both healthy. So we'll see how they look. I'm not sure. It's funny because I'm not really sure what time Ime gonna be on this game, man. As inconsistent as we say some of the players have been, you could say Ime been inconsistent as well with his rotation. The rotations are so inconsistent. The hierarchy is so inconsistent. Like, what do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect, man? And low key, Jalen Green probably been the most consistent player this season. Low key. Like, if we keeping it a bean and not doing no narrative nonsense, the guy who's been known for being inconsistent has been the most consistent this season. Everybody else been more up and down than he has, and he's been inconsistent himself. But we'll see, man. We'll see how this game and the rest of the season play out. Now, let's go on and get to matchups to watch. Oh boy. First of all, I ain't even sure who's starting. Are we still going back to are we still gonna do man Jalen, Dylan, Tari, and Şengün? If we do that, all right, cool. Number one, who matching up with Zion? Dylan has done a decent job on Zion, but Zion has been an absolute monster when he's healthy. He been a monster. Bro put up 37 points and 6 assists last game against the Lakers, and he did that in 26 minutes. Bruh, he is not kidding around, bro. I know he's not healthy all the time. I know he be eating too much beignets and crawfish etouffee over there in New Orleans. He be eating too much fried catfish and seafood ball. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame him. I was just in New Orleans a few weeks ago, man. I don't blame you, Zion. I really don't. I don't. It's hard to be healthy over there with all that good food hanging around all over the place. You go to the French Quarter, man. You smelling beignets one place. You smelling what's they call that soft shell crab somewhere else. Like, bro, like, what you expect the man to do? He gonna eat. I know I did when I was down there. I was eating. You damn right. So I don't blame you, Zion. Zion probably finna eat Dylan Brooks tonight. If Dylan Brooks is gonna be the main matchup, he probably gonna eat him. He gonna eat him alive in whatever minutes he play. He finna eat Dylan Brooks alive. So we probably gonna have to do we're gonna have to do a lot of doubling. We're gonna have to do a lot of doubling like Ireland. We're gonna do a lot of doubling on Zion, man, because I don't think ain't no one man gonna be able to stop him. He too much of a monster. He's just too much of an animal, bro. Too much. So, yeah, let's go. Yeah, Dylan going to be on Zion. Man, you're going to have to put Şengün on Messi because I don't want him chasing Kelly Olynyk on the perimeter. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that happen at all. So that leaves Tari on Olynyk. And he going to see time on Trey Murphy, too. He going to see time on C.J. McCollum. And, you know, Amen Thompson probably going to be on. Amen Thompson and Tari going to do a lot of switching between their matchups a lot anyway. Jalen on C.J. McCollum, I'm all right with it. Then off the bench, ooh, boy, man. They bench low-key better than ours, man. Low-key. Coming off the bench with Bruce Brown, Alvarado, Jordan Hawkins, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, he not a slouch. When he plays pretty well. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of that bench, man. We had a size advantage coming off the bench, especially when Steven Adams come in. We're probably gonna get hella boards, offensive boards, especially this game. It'll be interesting to see. I'm not really finna go through who gonna match up with who off the bench. I'm gonna just stick to the starters just because I don't even know who gonna play. I don't even know. All right, keys to the game. Kind of already said one. Man, do something about Zion. Like you can't. I mean, he gonna get a few dunks, but we can't put him on the free throw line too, and we can't give him too many dunks. Like you got to cap him at a dunk a quarter. Like he had more than 4 dunks. Like we probably gonna lose. We're probably gonna lose, man, because y'all gonna find out. Y'all gonna see what I'm saying. Zion is not playing around with nobody, bro. Key to the game, yeah, defense on Zion. Everything else will fall in place if we can hold him to season averages. We ain't even got to lock him down. Just hold him to season averages, and we should be in good shape. Rebounding is going to be key, man. We've been up and down with rebounding as of late, but we really need to pay attention to New Orleans on the glass. They don't really rebound that well, so that means if we're not paying attention on the glass, they mess around and beat us because that's a win condition for us is rebounding. And I don't mean like winning by like 2-3 rebounds. I mean we gotta blast them on the glass. Like we gotta really. If I look on the box sheet without looking at the score, I need to see at the end of the game we gotta win that rebound battle by like 10. It need to be in double figures. It need to be in double figures for us this game. I'm not looking at total rebounds. I'm looking at differential. Differential to me is more important than total. Because if you got 60 rebounds and they got 70, then they did better than you. But if you got 60 and they got 50, you did better than them. Differential, more important than raw total. Remember that. Turnovers is another thing too, man. We've been tripping a little bit. What? You know what? Let me not say necessarily turnovers. Let me say getting into our offense. I don't think ball security necessarily has been an issue. I just think more about, I think this is more of a Udoka thing, like not having like go-to sets that we know we're going to get to, that we know we good at down the stretch if the game is close. We need to make sure that whoever's handling the ball knows the plays that we want to run at the end of the game, and we stick with it. Like we got to have that some kind of chemistry. We looked like for a while we had some good chemistry, and then it just died out of nowhere. It died. So I don't see none of that, man. Like we got to be on point in the clutch because I think it's going to end up being a closer game than we expect. Another key to the game, 3-point defense, man. Like our 3-point defense has been tripping as of late. New Orleans ain't the best 3-point shooting team, but again, Jordan Hawkins and Trey Murphy, they can light us up. Olenek can do the same too. McCollum can do the same too. Like they got guys who can make them. So don't sleep on their percentage for the last few games or for the season. They got guys that can make them. So guard them as if they can make them. You know what I'm saying? if that's making any sense. I'm probably not making no sense. If I had to pick one more key to the game, man, I'll say, man, I don't even. Hierarchy, man. Like, let's hijack possessions from Dillon Brooks. Like, I'm sick of seeing Dillon Brooks in the top 3 shot attempts, especially when he don't even have it going. I'm sick of seeing him shoot more than Jalen Green. I'm sick of seeing him shoot more than Amen Thompson. I'm sick of seeing him shoot more than Jabari. Hell, Dillon Brooks need to be 5th in the totem pole. You're supposed to be there to shoot threes and play defense. I understand that I said before, the whole sometimes you, sometimes me, always us, that is only for Dillon Brooks, so Dillon Brooks can feel like he's special. That is the only reason that's a saying. It's because of Dillon Brooks. The reason we brought him, the reason why he was even okay coming to the Rockets is because he was told that he was going to have an opportunity to expand his game. Cool, cute, but I think that we did that strategically in order for us to keep his value high for whenever we inevitably trade him. which is likely going to be this summer. And that's also why Jabari is coming off the bench and Dylan is not, when Jabari probably should be starting over him, to be honest. And we all know it. So there's that. Hierarchy, man. That's probably my last key to the game. Hierarchy. Out of Jalen and Sengun, whoever got it going is going to be number one. And then everybody else is fall in line. Amen Thompson, 3. Jabari, 4. And anybody else can switch off whoever the hell is 5 because it don't matter at that point. But we need to know who the go-to guys are, and we need to go to them and go to them often in their sweet spots. And they need to be playing together. I need to see more assists from Jalen to Sengun. I need to see more assists from Sengun to Jalen. I need to see some more of that two-man game. We've gotten away from it as of late. I don't know why, but hey, it is what it is. I'm blaming you, E-May. That's on you. All right, last thing, man. Halftime and final score. Man. Yeah, bro. I be thinking the Rockets gonna do one thing, and then whatever I say, they end up doing the opposite. So I'm gonna play some reverse psychology. Tie game at the half, 50-50. Now let me get off a even number, 51-51. Tied at the half, and then end of the game, final score. New Orleans defense has been Swiss cheese, but this is the Rockets we talking about. Our offense is not. It's nothing. Man. I'm going to say, man, listen. 98-102 Rockets. It's going to be one of them type of games, man. Watch me end up being wrong as hell, and we end up putting up like 130 on them and blowing them out by like 50 points. But as of right now, 102-98 Rockets. Player of the game, Sengun has actually struggled a little bit against the Pelicans, man. I want to say Amen Thompson. I'm gonna say Amen Thompson. This might be an Amen Thompson game. He might not drop 30 or nothing. It might be like, cool 18 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 assists, something along them lines. I don't think nobody gonna really end up having no gaudy numbers. I think it might end up being like, because it's going to be a low-scoring game, it's probably going to be, like, evenly distributed. I think. I'm probably wrong as hell about that, too. Like, probably very wrong about that. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know. The Rockets team is... I don't know if the right term for them is inconsistent or is unpredictable. I don't know. I don't know which one makes more sense. Unpredictable or inconsistent. Because on one hand, they are inconsistent. The rotations are inconsistent. The shot distribution is inconsistent. Player of the game is inconsistent. On the other hand, we're unpredictable because we don't know. Sometimes it could be Dylan Brooks going out there having a great ass game and we blowing the team out. And we're also unpredictable because we don't even know what the rotations are going to be. Like, however, if he may in his feelings or not, certain guys may or may not play. Like, I couldn't tell you if Aaron Holiday is going to play over Reed Shepherd this game. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you if one of them won't play this game. I couldn't tell you if Cam Whitmore won't play this game. I couldn't tell you if Jay Sean Tate going to take his minutes this game. I couldn't tell you. Hell, I can't tell you if Tari gonna start over Jabari this game. I don't know. Because the numbers are saying who need to start. But he may. I mean, the eye test are saying who need to start too. But he may got the final call on that. What can we say? So I don't know, man. I think it's a combination of being unpredictable and inconsistent all together at the same time. Rockets need to get on the horse, man. They need to get on the horse because this playoff race ain't looking pretty. Like, as much as, like, I'm gonna say this too. Like, I even had the Rockets finishing the season as the 4th seed. But man, if we keeping it a buck, there's a good chance we can end up fifth or even sixth seed if we're not, taking care of our business. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, we're a game behind the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies is number 4. I don't mind that matchup. I think that'll be a great series. I think it'll be a great experience for these young guys to play against the Grizzlies in the playoffs. I think we even come out of there with a win. But it'll be nicer if you had home court. You know what I'm saying? Just to say you earned that. Because who knows? What if there's an upset? What if one of the top 3 seeds get upset and we end up playing a lower seeded team and, you know what I'm saying, we get, home court advantage? Like, you just never know. You just never know, man. You never know how these things play out. But that's why you got to, take your food serious. You know what I'm saying? Quit playing with your food. You play with your food too long, it's going to get cold. And if you microwave it, it ain't going to taste the same. You like it fresh out the pot, fresh out the oven. But these Rockets got to get on the high horse, man. I don't know how many games we got left. Like, I think it's 20 games? Like, we're 5-5 in our last 10 games, man. Like, what is that about? Oh, I'm tripping. We are on the 3-game losing streak. We're trying to avoid losing 4 in a row. Yeah. We got to get on that horse, man. But shit, the Grizzlies on the 4-game losing streak. NBA is a funny place to be, man. At one point, we had, I think, the 4th highest net rating? That ain't the case no more, man. Let me see what our net rating is, man. Let me see where we are. Yeah, we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th now. And we trending in the wrong direction. Yeah, we at 3.3 differential. Next closest person is the Grizzlies. They at 6. Oh, hold on. Let me see. I ain't got that right. That ain't right at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I did get it right. Yeah. The Rockets are 8th in point differential. But we are right behind the Timberwolves, who we have a better record than. But we keep losing to them. Like if we play the Timberwolves in the playoffs, we're gonna lose. Okay? Y'all know that, right? If we end up playing the Timberwolves, we're gonna lose. So we need to get on the high horse, man. We need to start paying attention. I don't care nothing about no Fred VanVleet injury, man. I'm not trying to hear that, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. If you that dependent on that one player who is a role player for you to win games, you got bigger problems. You know what I'm saying? I need Ime Udoka to empower these young guys to take over. Forget about this whole communist offense that he's trying to run. It's not going to work in the playoffs. It will not work. It will not work. It ain't never worked for nobody. It worked for one team in the past. The 04 Grizzlies? Not Grizzlies. 03 Pistons. Was it 03? Either 03 or 04 Pistons. One of them. That is the last time that worked. That's called an anomaly. That's not something that you want to model your thing, your game or your team after. That's not something that happens all the time. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. Rockets finna pull up here to New Orleans and hopefully we can get this win. Player of the game, I said it's gonna be Amen Thompson. Final score 102-98. Probably gonna be a slugfest. Bunch of defense being played. My X factors. Who's my X factors again? Jabari was an X factor. Yeah, Jabari. I'm gonna say Tari too. Tari gonna be an X factor for me too. Scrapping Jose Alvarado and Dylan Brooks. They getting into it tonight. Yeah. What up, King Beard? My man's AP, bro. Where you at, bro? You supposed to be my pregame tag partner, bro. What's happening, dog? What's happening, bro? Where you at, man? But yeah, what else I had? Matchups to watch. Dylan Brooks on Zion Williamson. That's probably the number one matchup. I don't really care about the rest of them like that. But Dylan Brooks, I can guarantee you, is guarding Zion Williamson. Because he don't trust nobody else to guard people. So we're going to see. Anyway, wrap this thing up. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I may or may not come on halftime. If the game is interesting, I'll come on at halftime. If it's not, I'm not. But tell a friend to tell a friend or whatever. However, I'll be back on the next game for sure. We out.